Intelligence officer David Grush testified about non-human craft hidden away for decades.
There were 40 engineers that boarded a bus, and they took a long 3.5-hour ride. When they got there, it was nighttime. There were 4 beings associated with this craft, and they shipped it to Groom Lake.
After bazillion UFO sightings over several decades, aliens finally started making their physical appearance more out in the open. Stay tuned in to get to see aliens coming out from places that shock the whole world. Abduction in Progress. Moments like these show that aliens would prefer a secret invasion over a physically conquering completely. A South African farmer filmed himself being chased by what appears to be an alien figure. Not much is known about the footage or the incident, since it was at an undisclosed location that is now being believed to be in his field. He was able to record and also quickly post the footage before disappearing. The footage went viral days later, while the whereabouts of the farmer remain unknown. This farmer was either captured or killed because he saw something, or just that the aliens were looking for a spot to stay low. In lineup. Apart from the crime of being an outsider, there is perhaps something more sinister that this one did to end up like this. A lone alien was filmed being held up in a secret underground facility at an undisclosed location. According to the source, its behavior was being monitored for several hours straight, soon after being captured, which surprisingly remained calm throughout. As big of a brain as this alien may have, there is no telling as to what its fate may have turned out to be. Observing Dundy. It's not just the extraterrestrials that you have to be worried about, but also the extra-dimensional beings that appear. During a school swimming competition in Oklahoma City back in May 2021, where one of the parents noticed a tiny animal sitting on a ledge, facing towards the pool area and calmly observing. Initially, they thought it was a cat, until zoomed in with the camera, seeing it to be some tiny creature wearing clothes. With just a couple hours of footage being spread around, many started calling it a Dundy. That surprising wasn't bothering anyone, and no one was jealous that it had the best seat in the house. Crevice Refugee. Don't know if sunlight is this inhabitant's weak point, or is it just overall too shy to be out in the open during the daylight, but surely looks quite sinister. Tourists that were enjoying the rocky side of the Grand Canyon in Arizona, where one of them mistakenly recorded a small glimpse of a shady figure that was taking refuge in the rocky crevice structure. Its glowing eyes show that it was a bit too intimidating to be some actual human, with the body language of it waiting out for the sunlight to disappear. With just its facial expression being this spooky, no one in their right mind would want to see what exactly it is or looks like. Traversing through forest. This alien is either just casually passing through the forest, or it's just completely lost. A UFO tracker was exploring the wilderness in Alberta, Canada, after hearing numerous instances of alien sights, where in less than an hour he was able to spot a gray alien. It stood to be around 2 to 3 meters in height and was casually traversing through the forest. He managed to get too close to it and had a face-to-face encounter with it. Where the only reaction that he received was of the alien covering its eyes from the intensity of his torch. With the footage cut off, the explorer may have attempted to initiate contact. Large walking insect. The only thing that's clearly known about this creature is that it's a large walking insect that surely doesn't belong to this planet. On March 25, 2022, a resident of Ohio captured a peculiar sight while driving late at night, an eerie creature crossing an empty road. Exhausted from a long journey, the person initially dismissed it as a trick of tired eyes until they started recording and witnessed the bizarre alien-like being. It bore a striking resemblance to a massive spider with numerous legs or tentacles and a sizable tail protruding from its back. Alarmed by its unsettling appearance, the observer quickly vacated the area. Since then, the nature of this spider-like creature has remained a perplexing mystery. Injured alien in distress? Despite this alien being seemingly in dire straits, it not only just reached out, but also sought assistance. While hiking through the woods in Norway, a hiker suddenly heard an unfamiliar and distressed cry. Upon investigation, they encountered a towering alien emerging from behind the trees. Initially startled, the hikers soon realized the alien's intent was not hostile, but rather one of seeking aid. Asking about the subsequent events is as much a mystery as how this alien found itself in such a predicament in the first place, with the source going completely silent soon after no one could tell how this encounter ended up. Scouting across woodland. A hidden camera or a recorder within the bushes got to capture a massive low-flying UFO along with a really tall alien figure that followed seconds after that was under its command. They seemed to be scouting the area, presumably looking around for all kinds of life in the area along with the terrain. The clip abruptly ends, lasting only a couple of seconds, with the alien figure having either tripped on something or been bitten by some insect, reptile, or rodent. Hiding and seeking. This isn't a case of another bumping into an alien, but a game of hide and seek that's in progress. A two-man crew of paranormal investigators found themselves hiding behind a large rock with a troubled-looking figure looking around just feet away from them. Judging by the body language of everyone, it seems like they messed around with the alien so much so that it started confronting them in temper and rage, with them in fear trying to evade by refraining to make any sound. It almost seems like they did it far more dirty than just violating its territory or personal space. Disturbed or interrupted? From the eyes all the way to the body language, it almost seems like this alien was in midst of a sleep before being rudely awakened. A clip from September 2022 shows the moment where a skimpy alien can be seen standing out from bushes, looking around for the perpetrators who may have pissed it off. Usually they tend to use cover of the bushes or the darkness of the night to hide themselves, even with a night vision camera around. Only this time, one of them doesn't seem to care. Intact carcasses. Seeing how aliens make a strong invasion in the movies and end up like this shows it may have happened in real life too. A video surfaced in June 2016 showing what appeared to be several alien bodies being transported on military trucks in downtown London. While some speculate that this could be evidence of a genuine encounter with extraterrestrial beings, others suggest it might be props for a sci-fi film. Despite the rising curiosity about the public that was seeking answers, both the government and military refrained from commenting, leaving only the footage that sparked debate, leaving many wondering about the possibility of real-life contact with aliens. Onboarding saucer. Call it a hiking trip or just a tour of the planet before deciding if an invasion would be a good idea. In December 2022, a hunter was dug deep in the woods of Michigan, waiting for prey, where instead of getting luck of finding a game, he witnessed a minuscule-looking figure that came walking out of the woods. It peacefully boarded onto the saucer like a private jet shortly before flying gradually. Regardless if this was just a visit or a survey, it's safe to say that aliens are not only getting comfortable, but also flexing themselves. Demon or alien? While the exact nature of this human-faced being remains a topic of discussion, it couldn't be anything far from being an alien or a demon. A random upload on Instagram that went viral soon after left large communities of netizens wondering what the nature of this being may be. Some people say this is a real jinn, a demon or alien. Others say it's a reptilian hybrid of some kind. With its nature being largely speculated, some realistic theories out there believe that this is just some guy with a lot of tattoos and body modifications acting to be weird, making itself look somewhat weirder. Perhaps this is some guy that needs a bath and lotion. Park Trail Road. This alien either has a trick planned up its sleeve or was in some distress that even its own kind didn't come forward to help. An early morning jogger that was on his routine trip only to stumble upon this entity that was sighting on the trail path blocking his way. It looked to be stranded and was also unable to move or help itself in any way, needing some kind of assistance. Being spooked and confused at the same time, the jogger decided not to confront and maintain distance to avoid things escalating to an unimaginable extent. The incident was recorded on camera before he turned around and quickly left to avoid any risky encounter. Before and after capturing. Most alien encounters may be limited to just watching and/or record. This one was a bit more ambitious. A leaked footage dating early December 2022 shows a face-to-face encounter of an alien that within seconds of being spotted makes a run for it. According to the source that leaked the clip, some field operators from the government were hired to covertly find and capture the aliens. A second clip that was also leaked shows doctors or scientists monitoring and checking vitals or heartbeat levels of a restrained alien that looks to be only partially conscious. Unknown beast animal. Seeing such a large beast animal that usually is the only thing of the fiction leaves one to distraught as to what is real and what is not. This very small clip that was taken and shared randomly on Reddit left many spooked and curious about it after initially taking it to be a hoax. The large animal beast looked more or less like a canine and a pig, while it was larger than your typical horned bull. Exact date and location of the clip is not known. Under interrogation. Either this interrogation is going terribly wrong, or this alien is working on an escape plan. Another leaked recording in black and white made its way on the internet, showing two doctors or physicians attending after the so-called alien may have fainted, gone into shock, or a seizure. With the absence of audio, it's hard to tell what's going on here, but from black and white footage to a cassette recorder on the table, it almost looks like this is more of an interrogation than an interview. According to the source, this was from inside Area 51, with the alien called EBE-2 by the military. Creature ringing doorbell. Though this may look like a really large cockroach at first until it backs away, revealing more of an extraterrestrial vibe to it. A Minnesota man shared his doorbell camera footage from sometime after midnight, showing a bizarre-looking tiny figure that was curiously looking deep into the lens of his camera. Considering other objects nearby, it couldn't be any longer than a foot, with an extremely unusual kind of facial structure. With its resemblance being similar to that of aliens, it could very well be a juvenile of one of them. Broken back crawler. Breaking into an abandoned building may not seem like such a bad idea until you discover how offended its inhabitant has gotten. 2 explorers decided to check out an abandoned building where they heard has frequent UFO sightings. They didn't find much or any spacecrafts or shuttles other than this crippling crawler with the broken back that they managed to piss off just by their presence. Limited by its condition, it wasn't able to properly chase them out physically, but though its ghostly posture did the trick, perhaps if they had a baseball bat, the odds would have evened out. Civilized aliens. Aliens have so far always appeared to be quite well-mannered, but now even they are getting influenced with the likes of clothing. A footage that was anonymously captured and uploaded on the internet shows a large group of aliens walking on a street somewhere with everyone dressed with human-like clothes. It's not known if these aliens made some peace or coexistence deal, or just that they have got confident enough of human ignorance. Forest roadside cryptid. As unusual as it may look, it doesn't give any spooky vibes. Returning home late in Acapulco, Mexico, a group of workers spotted a bizarre figure. Intrigued, they approached and found an odd skeleton-like cryptid. It resembled a starving infant abandoned by the roadside. Typically, such sightings induce fear, yet its frail appearance stirred empathy and fear of survival upon itself. Despite its unsettling presence, the creature seemed more vulnerable than menacing, prompting curiosity rather than alarm among the observers. This unexpected encounter left them pondering the mysteries of the unknown, its eerie yet pitiful visage haunting their thoughts as they continued on their journey home. Deformed alien. Though aliens have been known to come in all shapes and sizes, there was something clearly wrong with this one. A couple camping in Old Station, California, were startled awake by thunderous noises resembling amplified snoring. Investigating, they discovered a peculiar figure atop rubble, resembling an alien, but with distinct features. Uploaded online, speculation ran rampant, with many believing it to be a deformed extraterrestrial. Its obliviousness to onlookers added to the intrigue, leading some to deem it an anomalous being. Despite the video's release in March 2022, the creature has remained elusive, leaving its true nature a mystery. Weird mushrooms emerging. Who'd have thought that there was such a thing as alien plants? This clip shared by an unnamed source left viewers mesmerized, seeing dozens of slimy-looking growlings that were coming out from the ground in an isolated area next to a large dumpster. In order to inspect the nature, the source touched around using a random piece of metal. Aside from shutting down, no one of them reacted in a hostile manner. Calling them alien mushrooms might not sound much appropriate, but that is what it actually looks like. Chat with space dwellers. By now, it seems like there is a secret love and hate relationship between the aliens and mankind. Another leaked footage showing what looks to be a very civilized and rational discussion taking place between a man and a tall alien figure. With no presence of footage, it is hard to tell as to the nature of the discussion, where it can only be judged to be going well from both their body language. The clip went so viral all over social media that the exact nature of the video and the source is not known anymore. Considering how well some encounters go while others not so good, says a lot about the good and the bad factions of aliens. Shiny extraterrestrial. This could be anything from a genie out of a lamp or an alien that's beaming in and out from a UFO. A group of unknown men that can be seen dressed in white shared this reel of what looks to be a bizarre kind of encounter. In it, we see a human-like entity that is either shining as bright as the sun or is just acting as a mere reflection of light. Aside from that, the encounter seemed like it was filmed somewhere in a shallow cave during the broad daylight. From the looks of their weird preaching behavior and dressing, it also looks as if they were praying or reciting to it, as if this was some pilgrim trip. Disappearing into fence. If you have seen plenty of fictional movies, you'd have a pretty good idea of what this may be. CCTV footage was being reviewed by a 7-Eleven convenience store security guard when he noticed a tall humanoid figure with an extraterrestrial-like nature, appearing randomly, only to disappear into a back alley fence. It clearly gave out a vibe just like the Sorcerer's Stone, platform 9 3/4 from the Harry Potter, so much so that even an elderly lady tried to follow. The incident is being called by some as work of a sorcerer or a witch, while others believe that this is actually a matrix, and the escaping figure knew the exact location and timing. Mysterious water walker. For such a thing to be anywhere close to a reality, one has to be either as light as a feather or built body mechanics with regards to physics. This footage from December 2023 taken by a fisherman in Lake Victoria off the coast in Uganda, where the man came across this unknown figure that seemed to be able to walk on the water. Numerous theories could be at play here, where this shadow entity could just be an ordinary man that is either using some magic spells or some futuristic tech we don't know of. However, the UFOlogy community believe that he is a reptilian. Kitchen windows sighting. With average homes mostly built in a fortified manner due to security concerns, it happened to arouse this alien's curiosity. A forgotten baby monitor on a kitchen counter caught the moment when a figure having an alien-like nature appeared for a quick gaze from the outside. Though the owners weren't at home at the time, but their device happened to be recording at the moment, leaving an interesting yet concerning surprise. Trail Road Skinwalker. When you compare an alien to a skinwalker, you don't see much difference probably because there isn't much either. A lost hiker that was passing through a dense, dark forest road in Virginia had his paths crossed with a haunting-looking creature that was later called to be a skinwalker. Despite the distance and exactly no sinister behavior from the skinwalker, the hiker was terrified enough just by its presence that he decided to turn around and run. Minutes later, the moment that the hiker thought to have put enough distance, the skinwalker made a sudden appearance, having taken a shorter route to cut him off. Treetop Disturbance. A group of farmers in a remote area somewhere in Bangladesh were disturbed by the presence of what they thought was an alien-like figure hiding in the dark. A small, mysterious flame could be seen moving around a dead tree trunk that left everyone astonished. The entire incident was reported to have happened minutes after a UFO landing was seen in the area. Rare Pomaro sighting.
Lo que vos estabas haciendo recién. Decime.
In the tranquility of their cabin nestled near the Rio de Janeiro woods, a mother and her young son were startled by the sudden barking of their dogs. Peering out, they noticed a peculiar sight, a long, shadowy limb stretching from behind a tree.
Tengo sueño. ¿Quién te enseñaba a hacer esas cosas?
Concerned for their safety, the woman urged her husband to investigate. As they approached, they were met with a figure that stirred thoughts of the legendary Pomaro, a small hairy creature said to inhabit the woods, known for its elusive nature and penchant for absconding with animals and even humans.
¿Quién te enseña a hacer esas cosas?
Unknown forest beast. A beast such as this could be best described as black bear and a wolf put together. A hunter that was tracking the footprints of buck that led him towards this one-of-a-kind looking forest beast animal. Hidden under a thick bush of drying branches, it seemed to be in a hunting mode, walking at slow pace and closing in for the catch. What kind of animal do you think this beast could be? Do share with us down in the comments. Alien on the menu? This is probably a good reason why aliens may still haven't invaded the planet yet. An Instagram reel shared by a tourist visiting a Chinese village showed a bizarre figure matching the typical alien description that was prepared as part of some barbecue feast. Despite his raised concerns, the locals claimed to have got the catch from the woods and were convinced that this was an animal of some kind. If an alien were to be put on your plate, would you be curious enough to try and find out how its meat tastes like? Recovering an ICU? This extraterrestrial could be a victim of its flying saucer crashing, meeting an accident, or just that it was tortured and experimented on. Along with a series of leaked footage of aliens, in the footage what could be seen was that a number of aliens were seen resting unconscious after having received state-of-the-art medical care. They also seemed to be locked in a kind of booth, presumably to keep them from escaping or to avoid visiting spectators from getting too close to them. Mutating alien captured. Of all the aliens that may have been recorded to date, this one by far is one of the scariest of them all. An unknown source shared a small clip showing an extremely scary-looking alien that looks to have been caught by the government. Unlike its peers, this one seemed to be far scarier and aggressive. It seems to have 2 layers of skin, with the outer skin having several pointy teeth and a darker, more human-like inside. With no further info shared with the clip, its nature or what happened to it remains a mystery. Appearing from the bushes. If you can speak alien, you may have a good chance of getting along with them. This incident proves how. In the solitude of the wilderness, a man indulged in his passion for singing, capturing his vocal exercises on a recording device.
All right.
Suddenly, a dark figure materialized nearby, its human-like form cloaked in a dusky gray hue. The man speculated that his melodies had attracted the attention of this enigmatic presence. As he ceased his singing, the alien appeared momentarily perplexed, but continued to survey its surroundings intently. While some speculate that the alien trailed the man, others suggest it may have been drawn by the presence of a passing deer, coincidentally intersecting their paths. Stalking campers. During a barbecue gathering in Falaise, France, a group of friends encountered an unsettling interruption: the sudden appearance of an alien-like organism. They ignited a small pile of branches to illuminate the area, revealing a disfigured being lurking beyond the trees. With large, dark eyes and elongated fingers, it seemed drawn to the flickering flame. As one of the friends approached for a closer look, the alien vanished in mere moments, leaving the group bewildered. This encounter adds yet another enigmatic chapter to the realm of unsolved mysteries. Otherworldly gymnastic expert. As a garbage man commenced his early morning shift, he encountered a peculiar sight: a small creature reminiscent of a Thanksgiving turkey, darting about with remarkable agility. Evading capture, it showcased impressive gymnastic feats, leaping with precision and balance. In its path lurked a stray canine, prompting the mysterious creature to navigate with cautious stealth, camouflaging itself amidst the surroundings. Although the footage dates back to November 2023, the true nature of this elusive being remains shrouded in mystery. Peeking from cover. If you find an alien peeking through at you with particular interest, there is a very good chance they may want to abduct you. Another hiker got to spot several tiny alien scouts that were keenly surveilling him. Though none of them made any moves on confronting him or even coming face to face, but were definitely following and watching his every move, almost as if they were studying him. They followed him through the dense forest all the way to rough, rocky terrain on higher ground that shows them having either obsession or some particular interest. Open discussion. This picture was taken in the Sahara Desert nearing Algeria, showing several aliens that started appearing from the sand dunes. Soon after, several videos started to surface online in numerous countries showing aliens. One of them dating to May 30th, 2021, where bikers in the Indian state of Jharkhand found a strange human figure that was strolling down the road by Chadwa Dam Bridge. The 30-second video, if you look closely, shows the figure very much matches the description to that of an alien. In another instance, a body of a terribly injured alien was found in the middle of the forest, and another one that was found barely alive and was taken into custody by the government. By these different reported cases of alien sightings, do you think there's some secret invasion of the aliens going on? And these perhaps are just some rehearsals in the making? Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments, and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.